Welcome to the Great Basin Prescribed Fire and Fire Potential Outlook Briefing for Friday, October 6th. Over the last 7 days, we have had precipitation move across the Great Basin in heavy amounts over central and northern Nevada up into southern Idaho, where precipitation is well above normal for this time of year. However, it's been a few days and things have been on the drying side. Also, some drier spots continue to be eastern Utah and parts of the Arizona Strip, and even parts of the Sierra Front that haven't received as much precipitation. Over the last 30 days, similar story as well. Still some of the same dry spots over the Sierra Front and over eastern and southern Utah, even over southern Nevada in the last 30 days. Central Idaho also has seen below normal precipitation for the 30-day time period, although they have had some moisture, and certainly fuel moistures will be on the rise. 100-hour fuel moistures remain low in the south, and 1,000-hour fuel moistures still remain low over the southern two-thirds of the Great Basin, and even in spots over central Idaho. Our satellite loop from this morning shows a strong ridge of high pressure dominating the west, with clear skies, warm temperatures, and winds on the decrease across the Great Basin under the ridge. There is another trough, however, well off the west coast, and this will impact the area going into next week. So for later today, again, warm, dry conditions and lighter winds. Significant fire potential remains low. Surface winds very light under the ridge, so slope-driven. Relative humidity will be in the teens in the far south, but otherwise above 20% in most other areas, and quite a bit higher over northern Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming. Transport winds will be a little bit gustier if you look at all the way up to the top of the mixing height just off the surface. So we will see some gusts in the 20s to even around 30 miles per hour in some spots over central areas of the Great Basin, southern and eastern Utah, and even the Sierra Front. Mixing heights will remain high region-wide going through the weekend. So Saturday, this ridge continues to build across the region and move eastward, so temperatures will be warming along with continued drying and light winds. Significant fire potential remains low, just a little more drying over far southern areas as we get through the weekend. So no really issues with surface winds. Relative humidity will continue to decrease as the temperatures warm under the ridge, so we will see many areas across Nevada and southern and eastern Utah that drop down into the teens. Transport winds decrease even further on Saturday. We will start to see a little bit of wind pick up in far northwest Nevada and more so in Oregon and northern California. However, this will move into the Great Basin by Sunday. Otherwise, high mixing heights. So on Sunday, that ridge starts to push east and is centered over the Rockies. So we will see a little bit of influence of that incoming area of low pressure starting on Sunday with an increase in winds along the Sierra Front. Otherwise, still sunny skies, dry conditions, and lighter winds in other areas. So again, you can start to see at least surface winds might pick up just a little bit over far northwest and western Nevada. Relative humidity remains very similar to what we'll see on Saturday. And then transport winds kick up a little bit along the Sierra Front and far northwest Nevada, but you can see obviously the stronger winds off to the north and west, which will be moving into the Great Basin on Monday. Mixing heights will likely be the highest on Sunday, along with the warmest temperatures on Sunday as well. No real issues with precipitation over the next few days. We could see a few spotty showers in the Arizona Strip or far southern Utah pop up during the afternoons, but certainly nothing of any significance. As we move into Monday, this is where we'll really start to see the pattern change as the cold front moves in. So we will see showers and clouds over the northern third of the region, along with an increase in winds, cooler temperatures, and higher humidities. So we will see generally low fire potential, still kind of the low bordering low end moderate in the far south, again with those drier conditions. On Tuesday, this cold front continues to sweep eastward across the Great Basin, keeping moisture mainly in the north. We will see again continuing lower fire potential up north and still kind of low to low end moderate down south as the winds pick up on Tuesday, especially after this period of drying and the lower relative humidities. And as we move into Wednesday, the cold front starts to shift further east into the Rockies as we see another ridge of high pressure starting to build off the west coast. However, we will see that moisture track eastward across the Great Basin along with cooler temperatures and higher humidity, so fire potential will be on the decline even over the southern areas with the exception of possibly the very far south, about bordering the southwest area. And on Thursday, the ridge really starts to build in, so we'll see warmer and drier conditions. Temperature changes. Our peak temperatures will be Sunday, Monday, depending on the area, where we'll see highs in the valleys generally in the 70s to low to mid 80s. This is about 10 degrees above normal for the time of year. As the cold front shifts eastward and moves through the region, we will see temperatures drop 20 degrees or more, especially over the northern half to northern two-thirds of the Great Basin, where highs in the valleys will drop back into the 50s and 60s. 7-day total amount of precipitation with the cold front. Again, this is mainly next week. We will see those showers over the northern half of the region with a better chance of more widespread wetting rains and some very high elevation snowfall over central Idaho, eastern Idaho into Wyoming, possibly as far south as the northern Wasatch or the Uintas. But further south, very spotty precipitation expected. The 8 to 14-day outlook from October 13th through the 19th shows warmer and drier conditions. However, we might see another cold front start to move into the area, bringing some moisture possibly towards the end of this period, towards the middle of the month. That concludes our webcast for today. As a reminder, this webcast is only issued Monday through Friday this week, and we will be dropping down to 2 days next week, so check back next week for the latest updates.